Hello, everybody. This drawing or map or whatever, it's not to scale. It's very deceptive. It's the FBI's official story, and it's a poor deception. You'll see why with irrefutable physical photographic evidence with measurements. No forced perspective, nothing like that. This cover-up is desperate and deceptive. Too sloppy. Worst cover-up in U.S. history. Worst cover-up ever. It's more sloppy than J Edgar Hoover's bedsheets after a and a won't. I'm just a guy with a phone. It should not be this easy to tear this apart like this. I mean, it really shouldn't.
Critically injured David Dutch.
All I can remember is standing there and I heard pop, pop, pop to my right, and then I heard pop, pop, pop to my left, and I looked and everybody was down.
Now she wants to put that scene behind her
She's
and focus.
facing Trump, and here's two sets of shots. This is I was trying to figure out the height with Doug Mills' height. He's very short. He's like 5'4", but here I can see almost how many stairs there are, and Doug Mills is short. 6 stairs, 8 inches each. That's 48.
If you want to really see something that said, take a
48 divided by 12 is 4 feet. So Trump is standing on the stage, which is 4 feet. Trump, let's give him 6'4", and to the top of the ear, 6 foot to make it easy. 6 and 4 is 10. So just remember, Trump's ear is at 10 feet the whole time. Well, I mean, obviously when he drops, not then. Let's what you're paying attention to here, what's important here, is when he starts to reach for his ear, it's well before the second shot. And by the time we hear the second shot, he's pretty much got his hand on his ear. I mean, he does. He does. And you'll see. I got a few of these coming back to back.
look what happened.
Yes, there you go. And none of those last 5 shots hit anybody. This thing here, that came out in a perfect circular pattern. If it got hit by an angle, or hit on an angle, which it would have to be if Crooks did it, then it would come out more horizontal, more flat, and spray sideways noticeably. That was a direct hit, circle with a bullet, I assume, because it came out that way, which means whichever way it came out, that's the direction the bullet came from. Simple physics, deductive reasoning. So we could back that right up a little bit so you could see it.
If you want to really see something that said, take a look at what happened.
He starts reaching well before the second
That's
shot.
a little bit old, that chart. That chart's a couple
And
of months old.
he's there when
if
we
you
hear it.
want to really see something that said, take a look at what happened.
And this, just where is Crooks? You know what I mean? He's up, and that's official. He's above Trump. Trump's at 10 feet. He's well above Trump. He's not below Trump. He's above him. So he's shooting at a decline. He's shooting down to Trump's ear. Here we have some, we can do some good math. So see that guy? He's very, very tiny, and he's got a green shirt, white pants. Say he's 6 foot, because everything is, the ground is even until just before this building, and then it drops like 3 feet. So this guy is on the level ground. So we'll start there. So we'll say he's 6 foot. Double that, we got 12 foot. There's still, I would say, 2 or 3 feet left. Let's say 2. So 12 and 2 is 14, and then we got at least 5 feet to the where his gun barrel is. At least 5 feet. So it's 19 feet. And I mean, for math, we could do 20, whatever. That part's not important. He's a good 9 feet above Trump, 390 feet away. That's about a 2.3 degree decline. 2.3 degrees. You can check my math. It's pretty tight. So start that up again. And here you see, Crooks is way over there on the left. And we'll stop this one. I actually covered up like the blood stain with the blue, and the green is where Secret Service said they told the local cops sniper team to be. And the local cop sniper team and the chief of this, like the chief of police, they're like, Secret Service is lying. And they told us to be on the first floor of that building in the corner. That's what the cops say. They say Secret Service is lying. So, being that, if you get a chance, you can come back here and follow it. Like make a straight line. You know what I mean? Where the bullets were coming from. And it's a pretty weird shot. So here, everybody is looking over to the left where they heard the shots come from. And this guy's pointing over there like he's going to convince everybody that they're hallucinating or something. Just kind of funny that that's what he's doing. For a photo, too. It's like odd. But again, none of that stuff matters. This, I counted 10 bleachers. And we've got from right to left, David Dutch, James Copenhaver, and lady with the pink hat all the way over to the left. Remember her. Copenhaver's got the white shirt. It's actually, I think it's a long sleeve, but whatever. And here, I finally decided that I would go bleacher shopping. And I also read Bleacher Manufacturing Code, which all the bleachers in the country have to be built the same way. And there's 2 different kinds of bleachers that will have 10 risers or 10, whatever they are. 10 rows. Yeah, there we go. And the kind that Trump got is the kind that the first row is 24 to 30 inches up, and then there's stairs and everything, like basically like a step up level in front of it. So people aren't really sitting on the floor like they would in the cheaper bleachers over to your left. So those are 10 feet. Top row is 10 feet, and the railing, the very top of the railing is 14 feet, which is exactly what I estimated with my just with my eyes. So I was kind of impressed. So anyway, we got 124 inches the top guy, 124 inches, a little over 10 feet. Add 4 feet to that, and we'll just say 14. The railing that David Dutch is leaning on is 14 feet high. Trump is 10 feet high. And Crooks is 19 feet high. So do your deductive reasoning. Oh, I love you, Sinead, but that's the top row with Dutch's blood on it. Yeah, a little more blood. And here we have injured victim, shot in chest and liver, out of medically induced coma. 57-year-old David Dutch was shot in the chest and the liver, according to the Marine Corps. I don't know if maybe they should try it. They won't release anything from the hospital. So if the news calls the hospital says they can't say anything. So everything that's been released has been released through the Marine Corps and their lawyer. So Copenhaver and Dutch, they got the same team of lawyers. The same, there's like 3 brothers or something. So, yeah, we'll continue along here. It definitely gets stranger. I figured I'd put 2 of these in here. This one says once in the chest, once in the liver. And this one here is about both of them. Dutch and Copenhagen, who suffered grave injuries, hired lawyers to protect their best interests as they navigate the most challenging time of their lives. Well, they hired the exact same lawyers. And Copenhagen was struck in the arm and the abdomen, according to his attorney. So, that's 2 shots. And 2 bullets. And we got Dutch definitely with 2 bullets. It's pretty easy to identify them. They both hired attorneys, Feldman, to protect their interests. Copenhagen is recovering at a rehabilitation center, according to his attorney, who said that he was hit in the arm and the abdominal area. He had almost seen or heard something whiz past him, which we're assuming was a bullet, which would be impossible because all the bullets are accounted for. There's actually already an extra one. So if he heard one whiz past, that'd be another extra one. So I don't believe he's telling the truth. He felt it on his arm. He looked down at his arm, felt pain initially, but he hadn't even realized he had been shot. And sorry, I covered that up. Could have been shock. Regardless, he got one in the belly and one in the arm. So he says. And obviously, Dutch has. We're actually going to look at Dutch's wounds. We get a good view of them. Oh, that's Dutch's exit wound out of his liver. First shot. Good amount of blood, but exit wounds bleed a lot more than entrance wounds. So, here we have the liver shot and the chest shot. And just, remember where they are. This is, the top one is all the way to the right. And the bottom one is, other ones make it look more to the right, but that's looking more to the middle. But I've got other angles that he's holding more to his right. So either way, remember where those entrance wounds are, and you could see where his exit wound was. That was over to the right side, pretty much far right side of his back. And we're going to see exactly what the bullet does, which is really a miracle. And when we really get into it with the next with part 2 of this, you'll see that it's the bullet path was highly unlikely, but you could see it. So you can't see the bullet, but you could see the evidence of a bullet. And here we've got, with the way he's standing, he's rotated so that he could see that big screen. He's rotated to the right, away from Crooks and Trump. And if you think about where those bullet entrance wounds are, it's going to be impossible for Crooks to have shot him. So forget about that for now. The important part is that this is the first shot. That little puff right in the corner of the railing, which is at 14 feet. That's the first shot, because we can hear him. We can hear Trump talking, and he says, "Take a look at what happened. You want to know something that's really sad? Take a look at what happened." And then you hear the shot. You actually see that puff before you hear the shot, because bullets go faster than sound. And here we got a much bigger puff. This is towards the end of the puff. We got the beginning. This is the end. I mean, it's really just a split second. Dutch hasn't even reacted yet. And here we have some footage. You're going to get the first and second shot here. You're going to hear them both. First. Second was the chest. First was the liver, because the liver's lined right up perfect with that railing. And you can see by the third shot, he's on the ground. Second shot. I don't know why this lady didn't leave her sound on, because the sound is what we need. But we saw that that's the first and second bullet. By the third shot, he's on the ground, and he's got 2 bullet holes. This is where Crooks was. So right there, they marked it off, but he's pretty far over to the left. He's perfectly positioned behind the first tree so that the Secret Service snipers on the barns can't see him. And here you could see with the cars, just, you know, that he's over 20 feet, under 25 feet up there. And this is a little bit of forced perspective, because there we go. So that little spot of blood that you see in between the 2 trees, and now we've got Doug Mills' photo. So remember, 20 feet over 390 feet, dropping to 10 feet. That's a 10-foot drop over 390 feet. That's a 2.6 degree downward slope. That might be 2.6. I don't know. I mean, really, though, it's irrelevant. So I spent some time on the internet, unfortunately, and people try to argue the little meaningless stuff like this. Like, okay, great. That's the bullet. He caught it. Everything's wonderful. What bullet is it? Trump's hand doesn't have any blood on it. So he's reaching for his head. He's reaching for his ear right there. He's not pulling his hand away because there's no blood on his hand. Unless the blood is AI and Doug Mills is a criminal and the New York Times is aiding and abetting murder and all that stuff. But that's a little bit of speculation, but not that much, because then that's not the second shot. If that's where his hand is reaching for his ear, that would have to be the first shot, or I don't know. I can't figure it out. It makes no sense, because you can see the blood on his hand and there is none there. There is none here. So he's reaching for his ear. Ah, look, there's blood on his hand and he's reaching away. And that that's definitely painted on there. That's definitely AI, as a matter of fact. So we're back here and we have an issue. We have several issues. This is not possible because the railing is 14 feet and Trump's ear is 10 feet. So, and Crooks is 19 or 20 feet. So Crooks shot down to Trump's ear, and then it hit Trump's ear, and then it went up 4 feet. It went down 9 or 10 feet, hit his ear, and then went up 4 feet, which is impossible and is enough to blow this thing right out of the water. But also the way he was standing, if this did happen this way, then the bullet going through a liver and not hit, there's no bone to hit. If you look at where it went in and where it came out, it didn't hit any bones, didn't change direction, none of that stuff. It went right through him. And at that angle he was standing at, that's what would happen. It would demolish his liver. But I've actually seen a friend of mine recover from that exact same injury. And they got both shots going there. And I guess one of them has to hit the hydraulic fluid line on the crane holding up the speakers. I would assume, because we just watched photographic evidence of that crane got hit in this first volley. So, I mean, how do we deal with such a simple proof? Like, the bullet can't come down 9 or 10 feet from Crooks and then go up 4 feet. Can't happen. Not even going to bother arguing angles or where Crooks was or how this is basically also impossible, because I don't want to argue. I want to show you the proof, not things that can be debated. This can't be debated. The first bullet, the second bullet did not hit Trump, which means Trump did not get hit with a bullet. This is like very basic deductive reasoning that I've noticed that over half of the population of the United States has completely lost the ability to do. They can't close their eyes and see a map or a three-dimensional recreation in their head to actually do any of these simple, logical, deductive reasoning things. And I don't know why. I don't know what happened. I've come across too many people that can't do addition, and it's a little bit scary. I don't know what happened, or So the FBI is busted. You're busted. Like, this is like, it's not debatable. FBI, look, what the fuck are you thinking? Like, people united can never be defeated, and that's Leonard Peltier. He got framed by the FBI. And that's my buddy. He's 80, September 12th. This guy, he got shot in the head 2 times because J Edgar Hoover, quote, said, "We cannot have a black messiah in the United States of America. He will destroy everything we've worked so hard to build." So they executed him, shot his pregnant wife a couple times, and then put a couple bullets in his head to send him home. And that's where he went. He went home. But again, FBI, this is shameful. Someone needs to do something. Someone needs to take this, like, to anybody know anybody, and to be like, look at this. Like, think about it. Think about Crooks. Think about Trump's ear. Think the 6 steps times 8, 48 inches, divided by 12, 4 feet. We know the stage. We know Trump's height. We know where his ear is, 10 feet. I have the exact same bleacher with that railing. They make 2 different kinds of 10 row bleachers, and they're both exactly the same of each kind. And this kind is 14 feet at the top of the railing. So it's not debatable. It's debatable whether Crooks was 18 feet, 19 feet, or 20 feet. And that is irrelevant, because he is above everybody. Like, above everybody. You can't debate that. He's higher than everybody. I mean, he's also shooting over, this is a good one. He's shooting over the bleachers on Trump's right side. And depending on where you put him, that's also impossible, because he's shooting, let's say the bleachers he has to shoot over with the people standing up on them are 14 feet. So he's at 20. He's got to go down 6 feet over 390 feet. That's like less than 1 degree of decline. Then 14 feet has to go to Trump's ear at 10 feet. So it's got to drop 4 feet in 100 feet. Well, that's 4 degrees. You can't do that either. But a little bit of speculation. I have a lot of photos, and you could read into them. And but anyway, what a bullet will not and could not do, and what the FBI is disgustingly stupid for even trying, is say that the bullet that hit his ear went into David Dutch, because it's impossible. Bullets can't go down and then up. They can't ricochet off of ears. This guy's not Chuck Norris, you know? I mean, I could stay here and talk to you guys all night and repeat myself, but
Silly woman, said the reptile with a grin. You knew damn well I was a snake before you took me in.
I feel like I'm going to get a lot of use out of that. Probably put that on the end of every video. So FBI, like, the other crazy thing is, like, you've got the senators and the congressmen. They spent some time screaming at the one lady until she quit. Then they screamed at the second in command for like another 4 days. And Josh Hawley was like, "Oh, I've got whistleblowers. They say that the Secret Service team got switched out for DHS operatives." And then all of a sudden, he shut up. He doesn't have any whistleblowers anymore. He doesn't have any problems. He doesn't want any problems. I want some. I want some problems. I got problems. I got problems with the CIA. I got problems with the FBI, because you're criminals. Like, this is murder. I hate to like break it to people, but they murdered someone in broad daylight. His head got blown off, and they shot 2 other people. And that's just the tip of the iceberg, because I'm not going to speculate, but there's a lot of people with cell phones that were pointed at things that I see the cell phone, I see the angle that it's pointed at, and I'm like, wow, when is that coming out? It never came out. Well, why didn't that angle come out? I see the person with the cell phone. I wonder why. Because, you know, back in 1963, pretty much slaughtered everybody that had a piece of evidence. And I can't imagine you got like any better. I don't know. I mean, who knows? Who really knows? I'm just speculating now, wasting everybody's time. It's fucking 27 minutes. Good goddess. I love you guys. Peace out.